Welcome to another season of the Union Football Coaches Show. I'm Rick Corey, along with Coach Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Union Redskins. Now, we are in an unusual position in that we have two games to talk about. We had the South Lake game, which was traditionally where a second scrimmage would go down to a really difficult place to play and an impressive place to play, and had a really impressive win. Then we have Broken Arrow to talk about. Let's go back to South Lake, though. Talk about traveling with a high school team. That's not easy.
Well, it's not. Unfortunately, going into year 10, my first year here, we traveled to Ohio, and you were on that trip, so that was about as big of a trip for us, especially with high school, that you could have done. And since then, we've done different things along the way, and we think we've got it figured out. We actually went down day of, and just kind of treat it almost like just a long road trip, and it seemed to work out okay for our kids. And I know I talked with Broken Arrow, and they went down the same week, and they had some kids spend the night, and we've done that before as well. But for us this time, just because it was so familiar, we'd been there so many times before, it was easy for us just to go down day of and stretch the legs maybe a little bit more than what you would if you were going to Norman. But other than that, we treat it like a regular road game.
Well, and part of this, too, isn't it, is that you guys have done it a lot. I mean, the very first time you traveled, and back to that Canton-McKinley trip, that's an airplane, and that's a little different, but it's exciting, too. But now you guys travel enough, and you go out of state enough, that these kids get used to it, don't they?
They really do, and I honestly had a lot of forethought into thinking, when we used to travel and we would spend the night, there were times we've gone and watched South Lake play against a different opponent, and just the night before. And so there were a lot of our kids that had been to that stadium 2 or 3 times and seen that before they ever played there. And I think that paid some big dividends because we were so used to being in that same atmosphere.
Having said that, you always are kind of nervous about what you get from a team going into game one, especially on the road. Thought your guys came out really fast.
They really did. I think some of that's experience. You've got guys that have played, a year ago we didn't hardly return anyone, and this year we've got several guys. And when you have that experience and you understand what you're supposed to do, you'll play faster. Kids that are confused don't play as well, and so you could really see that almost on every position across the field during the game. Kids that were a lot more comfortable, and then some that were kind of cutting their teeth for the first time.
And you had some decisions to make at quarterback. You played both guys. Grady Davenport ended up being the guy that played the majority of the snaps, but I thought played very well, and he carried that into BA.
He did. He played very well. We were excited about seeing the progression at the quarterback position, and that's one of those deals where those two guys have battled for many years, probably all the way back to youth. I know they have in junior high and in JV, and we continue to look at that position. And when one guy's leading scoring drives, you don't want to mess that up. But we've gone into both of those games expecting to play both guys.
So you win at South Lake Carroll, and then you come to Broken Arrow, a traditional game. They always say you get the best from game 1 to game 2. If so, what did you improve on game 2?
Well, I thought that we were a lot sharper, a lot more disciplined in the things that we did. And you look at the quarterback position we just talked about, but also that offensive line played a little bit better. The receivers, their routes were a little bit crisper. They were a little more on point. Probably the biggest improvement we saw was communication. Offensively, we were able to get the sideline communication. We were able to get in and out of formations quicker, snap the ball quicker, those types of things that we try to improve on. So that was a big one. Still got a long ways to go. Defensively, we had a few busts and some communication the other night, but overall, the way that the staff works together, the way that the sideline communication happened was really probably the biggest improvement.
And of course, you mentioned staff. There were changes, and that does make a difference when you're talking about pace, getting things in and out. Coach Neal leaves, you go back and coach more defense. So there is some coaching of coaches too for a while, isn't there?
There really is, and even though we've had some guys around, as one of our coaches said, Coach, we've been here 4 years, but we haven't worked with you defensively like you are right now. And so some of the communication, Coach Kyle and I have worked together before in that role, but the staff that we're working with has not, and Coach Witcher back with us at receiver and understands Union very well with his family. But, again, you're talking about Coach Roke, an offensive coordinator, a different offense maybe than what Joey has worked with before. So those types of things, the chemistry amongst your staff, all you can do there is game experience.
Well, you're going to see that it pays off really early here. Of course, we're not going to have the highlights from South Lake Carroll, but you are going to see highlights from Union and Broken Arrow, and it's a good one for the Union Redskins. We'll see that coming back on the Union Football Coaches Show.
So I work in production, and I help cover a lot of college football games. There's a ton of running and lots of travel all over the place. You might think I'd go with a mega bank for the convenience, but actually I just switched to TTCU. I could have signed up online, but I decided just to walk in, and I'm so glad I did. Just for opening a checking account, they gave me $50 and $50 to a local school. And now when I travel, it's like a little piece of home is always with me. It really is unbeatable.
No matter how you play, or work, or live, life sometimes throws you a curve. At Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center, we help you get back to playing, working, and living your life. EOC, Tulsa's finest and most experienced provider of sports medicine care for over 30 years. Visit us at eoc.com.
Welcome back to the Union Football Coaches Show. Union head coach Kirk Frederick. I'm Rick Corey, and we're going to jump right into the highlights of Union and Broken Arrow first half. And the reason we're going to have to, coach, is there's a lot of highlights.
It really is. I was so excited for our kids, the way we came out to play early on. And won the toss, deferred, and got on defense right away. And a little bit of wind the other night, so we want to try to win field position the best that we could. And right away, the defensive line does a great job. Really good job of fitting the play, making it cut back. You see Jordan Starks and company in there making the stop. Good pressure early on. Got some really nice coverage. This guy's doing a good job. Trey Brown on the coverage out there at corner, as well as our underneath coverage by our outside backers.
That's the way you return a punt.
Hey,
catch it and go.
You catch it and get vertical right now. And you see Landon Woods doing such a great job. And the field position that our offense was able to start with is pretty good.
Murray Brooks says the featured running back for the first time, well, second time because of Southlake, and boy, did he do well.
Yes, Shamari ran the ball very, very tough. Kind of ran angry the other night. And a couple of times, I think he was looking for somebody to hit rather than avoid them, and just did an outstanding job. Of course, up front, our guys played really tough getting him the football. See right now, even full the camera work. Good fake there by Grady. Does a nice job. And then just do that, and you get that. You start tricking the eyes. You know, you get flow away, and real quick there we can hit Trey Brown on a slant. Grady does a nice job, get us in for our first score. Just what you would want out of a first drive.
Right back on defense and right back to slobber knocking a little bit again.
Boy, Darius Thornton at linebackers had two outstanding games. Has played very well for us, and you see him there fitting the hole. You got pressure in there by Spicer, and the quarterback brings it down, tucks it. We got to do a little better job of gap integrity in our rushing, but just do an outstanding job. Devin Bajek, what a play. Comes right underneath the offensive lineman on a line stunt that we had, and just an outstanding job. And then Corey Piercy, you know, with his gap there, taking on his block, and all fit together because of the technique of those two defensive linemen. Big hit there by Spicer. Just does a great job. You got Patrick Fields on coverage, and that's two in a row. I think we had 7 3-and-outs the other night on defense. Just did a great job
to start that offensive series.
Coming right back here with Shamari, does a great job getting involved again with the running game. I looked up early and I thought, man, we've given him the ball quite a bit, and he's still fresh, still strong, and doing a nice job. Take a shot. You know, it was kind of funny at this point in the game. I remember being on the headsets telling Coach Roki, hey, take a shot, take a shot, take a shot. And my headsets were off. And so, but then he did take a shot, which you kind of let you know we were in sync on that play. But what a great throw and a catch there.
Nice coverage here. That creates the problem.
Good job with our coverage, and then just the way we fit the run. I feel really, really proud of our kids and the preparation that they had. Young sophomore there, Darius Murdoch, in on the nose guard position, makes a really nice play. Another one of those 3-and-outs. Come back with the screen play to the backside. Love seeing those big linemen out there blocking. Trey Brown did a great job blocking there. Of course, Shamari on the screen, just an outstanding job. Trying to make a guy miss and dance a little bit there in the hole and get stopped, but you're not going to stop him every time. You can see that for sure.
A little bit of burst there, there's no question. And he is a little stronger, too, it looks like.
Look, yes, he's done a nice job of in the offseason getting ready for that. Just off the fingertips there of Trey with Grady. Got a little bit of the speed sweep involved the other night there. You can see, as a matter of fact, on this drive right here, as AK gets the ball there. You can see we get it with Trey. I think we ran the same play about 3 times in a row, just dressed it up a little bit different here. You can see here we come right back with AK. What great vision down the red zone of seeing that. Of course, Lawrence Harris out there on the block at tight end just does a really good job with it.
He's got such sneaky speed. He's so smooth, he never looks like he's accelerating.
And then you see the one thing about Elwood Tomlin there, what a great block there at the offensive guard at right guard. Just does a nice job, seals off that inside gap. Kyrie Fisher at the point of attack does an excellent job, and then comes right back out, makes the play there on the run. Man, I love to see the way that fits. So Rafael Williams on the cutback there, doing exactly the way he's been coached, just does a nice job of making the play. Came underneath a little bit, lost contain there. A lot of these early on things that you've got to correct, especially when you're running a 3-man front, you know. On the pass rush, you know, the angles can get off so easily. So we've worked really hard at that in practice. Great blocking inside. You can see we got them all there. Outstanding job, as you said, on vision. And Shamari, I think that was one of those runs where I think he was looking for a guy. Just wants to run with a lot of force.
See the way he hops sideways like that. You can't teach that.
Oh, no. An outstanding block there by Nate Peters at the point of attack. Does a really nice job with it. Once you run the football, they start to pack it in a little bit, and Grady does a really nice job getting the ball to AK, and then C.J. Moore did a great job of blocking on that. Nice job there. We're just right out of the end zone on that catch to C.J. We get Courtney Holmes in there at tailback. Not much there, but you can see he's not going to go down. Coach Graham's coached those guys really hard, and they just continue to fight for that positive yardage.
So watch the vision coming up.
Got stopped on a 4th down. Everything was going right. We thought, hey, let's give these guys a 4th down. And Broken Arrow stiffens up there, and we're unable to do it. But it puts them in a hole offensively, and they've got a long field to go against a defense that's been playing pretty well.
Yeah, and they recognize so quickly.
The way that our defense is chasing the football and running well, we're real excited about that. What a great play by Asa Carter. On the boot going away, stays square. Quarterback has nowhere to go with it. Great contain on the play. Of course, you see there by the official, good call of the intentional grounding.
You guys didn't get beat in one-on-one situations. They made tackles.
They really did. Their tackling was improved. We're not there yet, but really well. There you see Jordan Kelly, nose guard on a big play, was our defensive player of the game. Shamari Brooks in there at that moment right there, coming off the edge, does a nice job. You can see right there, came in very quickly there. I think he was in for 1 or 2 plays. You see Darius Boone, a sophomore running back, in some situations there that we would use him defensively.
Yeah, as Barry Switzer always said, speed and quickness. And you got that, you're in shape.
Our guys are really doing a good job of chasing the football. Get the ball outside. Again, just a simple play on a running play, getting the ball out there, and AK makes some guys miss. Just a vast improvement from game 1 to game 2 with AK. Just doing a really nice job making an impact on the game.
And your receivers blocked so well.
They really did. I thought their effort was so much higher in this game versus the last game, and it paid off. You can see there we were able to get out in the first half with a big lead. There's Mario Rowland at tackle. Got the block on the power play on the pull. Just did a really nice job with it. There's just not too many times you've seen our tailbacks go backwards. Kevion Cooper is in there now at tailback. And Kevion's a bigger back, but has a ton of speed. Recognizing he's in the game, Coach makes a great call, hitting a little tailback seam route there, and Kevion gets right behind the defense. And you can see here, great end zone shot, by the way, by our students here with the UView crew. Doing a great job of filming our games and get a good shot, but you can see nobody there.
Oh, Jordan Kelly eats him up.
Jordan Kelly does a great, anytime we had big movement, he's such a big body. Look at him chasing there. It's obviously a boot play, but he's fitting in his gap and doing things just right. Got away with one there. I thought Kyrie was going to get one. He probably was thinking about the touchdown before he caught the ball. There's Jordan again, great job. Corey Piercy with nice pressure. They throw the ball underneath, and right away you can see Spicers right there to wrap it up. Outstanding protection. He has all day to throw the ball. They cover up the deep pass on a shot we were taking. Grady does a nice job, smart play, just kind of bringing it down.
Yeah, that's the thing, is his decision making there impressed me.
I don't know how he got through that hole there, but Shamari again with great vision. Outstanding little wiggle there. I told somebody the other day that AK's got that Euro step, that basketball Euro step on people, and does a nice job of setting people up. Bounced one too many times there. Their guy makes a nice play, but again, we're moving down here in the red zone, and you can see Grady does a great job on the Q sweep. They start overplaying to the receivers and the strength. Good recognition, good scheme. Out of offensive line coach there, Justin Morsey. Just look at the linemen downfield. You got Barrios out there. You got Peters out there. Those guys doing a nice job of sealing off blocks downfield.
Just the vision there and the innate knowing that that's the cutback lane, that's really impressive for you.
Yeah, anytime you can stretch the defense out like that, you create so many seams, and if you've got a good running back, someone with good vision, they do a nice job. Grady did a great job right there.
So it's 35-0 at the half. We'll talk about some halftime adjustments and see what happens in the second half when we come back on the Union Football Coaches Show.
What's so different about Arvest? Let's ask real customers.
I have the free business checking account.
They seem interested in making sure that your business is successful.
I'm in here probably 3 to 4 days a week.
They've helped me with lines of credit when I needed extra money for capital.
We didn't have to even come to the bank. He came to the warehouse.
I've got tons of locations in the small towns where we end up building stuff at.
I didn't think it was, it could ever be done, but when I come down here, it was done.
Arvest Bank. Our customers say it best.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man. Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. Well, the race all right, fine.
Are we good? We're good.
We're back on the Union Football Coaches Show. Rick Corey along with Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Redskins. We're going to jump right into number 2, that's half number 2, against Broken Arrow. 35-0 at the half, so the halftime speech, I'm sure, is 0-0, right?
It's 0-0. It's probably the same thing they're saying in the other locker room. Go out and try to win the second half, and that's exactly what we want to do. We get off to a great kick return. A couple of guys selfishly wanting the ball right there, but AK comes out, does a nice job. We put Jared Nichols in at receiver, and right away does an outstanding job for us. And Jared is always in the right place, right time, catching the ball. Outstanding job for our senior there. We come right back. Ball gets sails a little high on us, and but again, one of the things you challenge your team with and your coaches with at halftime is if you're going to get the ball right away, you don't ever want to start with a 3 and out coming out of a half. You want to make sure you show your halftime adjustments. Your kids are fired up. And you should know the game plan of the other team by then and should execute, and that's exactly what our guys do. Come right back here with the play action to CJ. And, man, great protection. Grady stands in there. And just what a great throw, great catch. Good job hanging on to the ball.
Love business-like teams that take care of business, and they came out and did that.
We come right away. We get a great stop on the kick return here, kickoff team, and then they had a penalty on the play, puts them deep. You can see the gap integrity of our defensive line. They worked very hard on that early on. And we just missed a coverage situation right there, so it gets them out of the hole, but Starks is there to keep it from being a big play. Love the play out of the linebackers. Again, lots of red jerseys around the football, doing a really good job. You can see guys in there doing an excellent job of fitting. They're playing physical at the point of attack, trying to rip the ball out. Outstanding job out of the defensive line with pressure there. And again, just good coverage. Our guys force them to punt. Going back to a pretty simple play. It's really nice when the quarterback sees it, gets on the same page with the rest of the guys. And playing Shamari so much, then we get the ball out to Trey on the reverse, and he's pretty fast.
He is. He is scary when he touches it.
Come right back again. Outstanding job to the outside using his blocker, and I thought that AK did a great job with it. Get Nate pulling around the edge right there. So much push. You can see the offensive line, just the push they're getting down the field. Ricky Stromberg at tackle, getting a nice block, and then Peyton Morrison coming in and just doing a great job carrying the football. Again, you can just see the way the offensive line continues to get guys off the line of scrimmage there. got great protection there. Carter Hoopingardner in there at the left tackle spot just does a great job in slide protection there. And look at Peyton just putting the ball where it needs to be. We're off a little bit at receiver on a couple of plays, but our guys do a really good job.
And this is great time for Peyton.
It's outstanding to have an opportunity to come in and get those two guys the reps that they need. Start to make a couple of substitutions on defense. We're still wanting guys to work as a unit, so we've got a couple of substitutions at different spots and some guys that are missing a few gaps. Broken Arrow's doing a better job picking up some blocks. But, again, we're trying to make this a tough situation for everybody, and just right off the bat there, we give up a deep play to the edge. But, again, we're just about a fingertip or two away from stopping that drive.
Gage Kaiser's a pretty tall receiver, too, so you throw it up high, that's a good chance.
Great play, great call, excellent block down the field by our tailback. I believe that was Courtney Holmes on that block. Peyton did a nice job getting to the edge. Again, on the quarterback sweep. You're starting to see some of the younger guys in there. And then also, we had a chance to play some good quality seniors in position in there. Isaac Guyona is able to get in some reps there. We're able to get some of those guys some quality playing time.
There was a pretty good portion of time where you had first-team offensive line with some other guys in there. I thought that was really smart.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we're able to execute, especially with Peyton, keeping some guys in there to allow him to run our offense, and then subbing some different guys in. Brock Henry's a tight end that is a sophomore that's in there. He's doing a really good job. You can see the protection. Peyton steps up in the pocket. Just an outstanding play by the quarterback. Great job there by Landon Wood. You can see Landon come up from the safety position, makes a great open field tackle. You can see our guys come here. Nate Raper came in there at linebacker, does a really good job of fitting. Of course, Corey Piercy, there's Nate again on the play. And then Mitchell Lewis has played very well, an outside linebacker, doing a good job with it.
And the guys, they don't chase any less when these second or other team guys.
Trey Thompson in there, Asa Carter, some of those guys, they're continuing to put out great effort on the play.
Some wood there too. If you're another team and you look at 17 and you say that's the second guy, well, not really, but in this case, yeah. But golly,
yeah, he's playing really well. Throw the ball to Marco just off the tips there, and so we had to punt the ball away. We still want our defense to play very tough. Love Landon Wood. What a great play out of a kid. Played receiver last year, and coming up, beating blocks and also making the play. We pointed this play out as probably one of the best hustle play of the game. Rafael Williams from the backside chases down the tailback with a lot of pride, gets him tackled so we don't give up touchdown the very next play. Rafael Williams also gets the fumble recover, and that stop. That's a lot of pride. When you're up 42, it doesn't matter what the score is, to have a guy come out with that kind of pride and play tough.
Yeah, not on my watch, basically.
Here we are. We talked about Brock here. What a great job. Nice tight end. Reminds me a lot of Carson Meyer, and if he grows into that, we've got a really special one. You can see the guys up front pushing, doing a nice job. Again, we're getting some good playing time out of some seniors that we have. I bet Devontae really did an outstanding job at receiver all week long. I think he was another one where he was running before he caught it. Good pressure there by Tomlin, sophomore outside linebacker. And just does a nice job. The little brother of Elwood, offensive lineman, outside backer. So two brothers there on the team. Both those guys playing and having a lot of fun.
Bodies flying.
Darius Murdoch in there. You got Q Barnes. You got a lot of guys. Dak Woodall in there making plays. Bryce Hulse, one of our team captains, in there on the big stop, playing the outside backer. Kind of got a rotation of tailbacks right now. Coach Graham's got those guys with Courtney in there and Darius and Kevion, those guys doing a really good job, all getting some carries.
You got Heron as well, and some of those guys are the same body-wise.
RJ, it's really hard to tell. We've got some really good guys in there doing a nice job. Yosef Maroof, been in our program for 3 years at receiver, and Yosef out there getting a good block. Excited to see Yosef, some of those guys, in a game against a rival, getting some PT and having a lot of fun with it. Here we are. I think we've got RJ in there right now, and Ronald doing a nice job carrying the football, a senior running back for us. And then what you always like here at the end of the game is, having an opportunity to run the clock out and go shake hands and have a big victory, a home win right off the bat to start the season out.
Rivalry win, yeah.
No doubt.
Hey, well, speaking of rivalries, who do you play this week? Oh, that's right. It's the Jinx Trojans, right? So we are 2-0, the Union football team is, but coming up with a game against Jinx. We'll talk about that next when we come back on the Union Football Coaches Show.
School is starting, and there isn't a better way to show school spirit than by wearing clothes from the U-Wear store. Located next to the stadium inside the UMAC, the Union U-Wear store has everything you could ask for. Football season is here, and every Union fan needs some gear to show school spirit. From winter wear to spirit gear to everyday items, there's no going wrong at the U-Wear store. So come on down to the U-Wear store and show your school spirit.
Welcome back to the Union Football Coaches Show. Rick Corey with Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Redskins. Hey, Vic Kidwell's back with her up close and personal. Got some really neat pictures from what happened down in South Lake.
We do. I was excited to see Vic back and did a great job. And love seeing these South Lake pictures from the week before. And you can see Shamari there just on the fingertips of the South Lake defender, but ran extremely tough. Got over 100 yards against a really good defense. You see Peyton there, and I love those pictures when you see Carlos Barrios, Nate Peters, those guys in great protection there for Peyton at quarterback. I believe it's the first play of the game. We were able to strip the ball away. I think it was Darius Thornton stripped it away, and Mitchell Lewis getting a turnover on the first play, stripped it away from the quarterback.
By the way, I like the whites. That's a good look.
Yeah, it's a good look there with the white pants, got the U on the socks. Coach Davis got it customed out there. But Ricky Stromberg, a sophomore offensive tackle, is going to be really dynamic. I love this picture. We talked to our guys, hey, get a JOP. What's a JOP? Jump on the pile. You see right there, you see Patrick Fields and a bunch of guys, Asa Carter in on the play, Spicer. And then the other tackle there, you've got Carter Hoopengardner in there, big senior coming in for his first start. Another senior with the first start, Devin Crittenden. 2 interceptions. You got Trey Brown leading the way, but we had 2 picks on the play. I believe this was in the first drive of the second half. We got that interception. Defense played very well. And then anytime you see a group of defensive guys like that all around there, can't even hardly tell who's in on the play. It looked like Rafael Williams, but and Spicer. And then, of course, Grady. Is he going to have enough to outrun those guys? And he sure did for about 70 yards on a big play there in the second half. Then AK on a nice catch and a touchdown down on our end about the 10-yard line. Love seeing kids celebrate, offensive line, quarterback, everyone up inside there just having a lot of fun with those touchdowns.
Yeah, and thanks to Vic for doing that. We've got about 10 seconds to say Union Jinx. See you there. H.H. Chapman Stadium.
Yeah, it's deja vu all over again.
All right, so we'll see you at the stadium, Union Jinx, and we'll be back next week on the Coaches Show.